As a medical doctor, I must inform you that there are side effects to this coaching session. Beware. It may enhance your self-esteem, cause you to experience vibrant health, encounter long-term weight loss, heal damaged relationships. Warning, there are side effects to this coaching session. It may increase your enthusiasm for life and bring about hope. It may cause you to have productive and optimistic thinking. It could even help you not allow messed up people to ruin the rest of your life and help you realize the masterpiece that you are and empower you to be the boss of your brain. Warning, these side effects may be long-term. This is Dr. Isabel from DoctorOnAMission.com.
The content in this show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended for medical advice. It does not take the place of medical advice or treatment from a physician or health professional. Listeners and viewers should consult their own doctor or a qualified healthcare professional for specific health and wellness concerns and questions. And now, let's start the MD and Chef Team Show.
Hello and welcome everyone to the MD and Chef Team Show. I'm nutritional chef Michael here alongside my beautiful hottie bride over here.
Hottie bride.
Coming up on 44 years in a couple weeks.
Yeah, you're working it, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I'm going for the extra points today. My beautiful wife, Isabel, you are Doctor on a Mission, medical doctor.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We're so glad you've spent the time to be with us.
Thanks for joining us today. By the way, if you catch us on replay, just in the comments section, hit hashtag replay so we know you caught us on the replay. And that'll help us out. We'd love to see that.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to this show today. We've got a very special guest on today. A lot of great things happening. So before we jump into that, I was thinking, hon, people are watching the show. Maybe they're just tuning in for the first time. They could be wondering, okay, an MD and a chef, they're a couple, husband and wife. All right, so why would I want to hang around with this show? What's the deal?
What's the deal?
What would you let them know?
Well, the reason I encourage you to stay and listen is because we've all been taught one model of healthcare. And that one model is you go to the doctor, you think that healthcare starts in the doctor's office, and you go to the doctor, they give you a diagnosis, they give you a pill or referral or some counseling, and then that's your healthcare package, okay? Now, that's what we've been told over and over again. And when we're told that story over and over again, we actually believe that that's the only way. However, there's another model, and that other model is your body wants to heal. Your body does everything in its power to heal. I mean, just think of it. You start off as one cell, and then you become a trillion cells. How did that happen? Well, it happened because it's programmed. It is amazing.
It is amazing.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, when we think about it. Yeah.
It's totally a miracle. And so what we're teaching here is that model, is teaching you that your body does want to heal. All your body wants is that you remove the bad stuff and put in the good stuff. And let's look at history. Not you and I, but it was once thought that the world was flat. Then after a time, we understand that the world is round. And that's what's happening in medicine right now. There's a paradigm shift where we're understanding that we don't have a healthcare system. We've got disease management, where your body doesn't want to be diseased. The other model is your body wants to heal. And that's what we teach you here. So we encourage you to come see us, come be with us week after week. We're not going anywhere. We want to encourage you. We want to walk alongside you and guide you with the roadmap on how to take good care of your health, okay? Because your health really is your number one asset. I've been a doctor now for more than 33 years, and it's dreadful to see the unnecessary pain that people are going through, that it just doesn't have to happen that way. So you come with us and we'll show you the roadmap, and all you need to do is take small, consistent steps, not big, giant steps, just small, consistent steps, and you'll get there.
Nice. Well said. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's our conversation about today, Beb?
Well, before we jump into that, I just want to bring this up. I want to let everyone know. So what we've seen is there's a lot of people viewing the show, which is fantastic because we're here to serve you. But what we've seen is only about 8% of those viewing the show are subscribed to the show. 92% of the viewers of the show are unsubscribed. Oh, hey, if you want to know each week that the MD and Chef Team show is coming up, when it's coming up, what's happening, hit that subscribe button. There you go. Hit that subscribe button. Let us know that you're subscribed, and you'll get to know what's happening every week. That'll help you to know when and where you can find the MD and Chef Team show and what's happening.
Yeah, because we're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Hey, so let's look at today's conversation. What are we up to today? Our beautiful producer, Jenna, is going to bring up that conversation today. Thank you, Jenna. So today's special guest interview is with Joel Mower, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But we're going to be talking about mental health benefits of playing a sport. Mm-hmm. And in particular, we're going to be talking about one sport in particular that right now is probably the fastest growing sport in the world. Mm-hmm. And Joel is very involved in that. And then later on, we're going to have this week's Frankenfood ingredient, and you'll find out more what's a Frankenfood and what's that all about. It's very important for all of us for long-term health to stay young forever. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to have our relationship chat because we've learned a few things over our almost 44 years of being together. You know, a few good things, a few things that don't work.
Right. We definitely know what doesn't work. Yeah.
And we will pass it on. And today it's going to be about the power of words. And we're going to finish you off today with an empowerment conversation before we leave about hope, the ultimate drug. Yeah, so that's what we're up to today.
And make sure if you've got any questions, just go ahead and type it in the comment section, and Jenna, our producer, will go ahead and bring it up, and we'll go ahead and answer it. Okay?
Yeah, comments and questions.
Hello, Nana.
Hey, good evening, good afternoon here in New Zealand. Depends what part of the world you're in. Good evening, good afternoon. Hey, let's bring in our special guest, Joel, and have some conversation with him and find out, well, who is this guy? What's he all about?
Hi, Joel.
Hi, Joel.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. Thanks for joining us today. We're excited about our conversation with you today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be a guest here.
Thanks. Now, do you mind if I share just a little bit about who you are to our listeners and viewers, just to give them a little insight about, well, who is this guy we're talking to today? You all right if I give you a little intro?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay. So Joel is the founder of Dink Ninjas Pickleball, one of the fastest growing sport on the planet, I think, and you would probably say that too.
Can I just ask a question? So is that a Dink Ninja right there in your cap?
Yes, that is Shinobi right there. That's the
logo.
Dink Ninja, okay.
Now, the Dink Ninjas Pickleball is their mission is to provide the highest quality pickleball paddles, apparel, and accessories. So if you need your stuff for pickleball, this is where you go. But he supports cancer research and mental health awareness causes. They believe that through the sport of pickleball, they can build and strengthen communities. And Joel's got an amazing story behind this of what led him into actually being involved in this sport of pickleball and starting his company. So that's where I'd like to start this conversation, because Joel, you know, somebody with a business of pickleball equipment, being involved in the sport, you'd think, well, he's probably been playing this game for 20 years. But is that really the story?
Absolutely not. No,
Not.
I've been playing for about a year and a half.
Oh, okay. All right. And what got you going in that?
I was actually invited to play the sport by one of our good friends. He was over for dinner one night, and asked me if I'd started playing pickleball yet. He's a local professional here in Austin, Texas, and I told him no, I hadn't, and he asked me what my excuse was. So he took me out to the trunk of his car and grabbed a paddle out that I should try out, and handed me the paddle. A couple days later, I went out and played my first open play match with an older lady that invited me out on the court, and I was hooked from there on. I had so much fun, and just been playing ever since.
Did you win that match?
She won that match for us, to be clear.
She's probably practicing a lot more.
Yeah.
Or playing
She
more.
probably played a lot more.
Yes, she would be the one that's been playing for 30 years.
Oh, there you go.
Has it been around that long?
1965.
Really?
Why?
Wow.
Like, why the big explosion now? Do you know?
I think that it had some good traction, and then when the pandemic hit, a lot of people had a lot of time on their hands and were still trying to stay active, and so I think that it gained a lot of traction and momentum throughout the pandemic. When I talked to a lot of people in the community about when they started playing and how they're doing and all that, the bulk of people started playing during the pandemic at some point. So you can get on online, you can buy a net, buy some paddles, and play in your driveway or your parking lot or your street or cul-de-sac or wherever. So really accessible game, and I think that that's probably what grew it so much to where it is right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so it gives you the dimensions on, what to chalk out and stuff. So you can do it anywhere. You could eat. Could you do it? No, you couldn't do it on the beach because you need a hard surface, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who are taking it up on the beach now. They're just not letting it hit the ground. So it's more like a volleyball type mentality with the pickleball paddles and the net.
Interesting.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
And so what led you then to, you just started playing, but now all of a sudden you've got a business that's growing. What led you to having a business in this sport?
Well, it all started. So my wife was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and being a father of two young kids and a husband to a young, healthy wife kind of sent me into an interesting headspace. Wasn't sure really where to go or what to do or how to be a good husband and a supportive husband and a good dad to two young kids. And obviously, you're not going to broadcast what's going on to the kiddos. So you're kind of keeping a lot on the inside there. And so I had experienced so many benefits and camaraderie and community and all that kind of building in my mind from the sport of pickleball. And so I decided to take all that negative energy and turn it into an entrepreneurial spirit and start a company around the game that I fell in love with just 6 or so months before. And just really wanted to pour my energy into the entrepreneurial side and trying to spread the word and grow the sport and get other people to experience all the benefits that I was able to experience from it.
Wow.
Right. And can you tell us some of the benefits that you've experienced from, because, we support mental health awareness, and look, the world is all suffering from mental health issues. We all suffer from bad thoughts and stuff. So how did it help you, Joel?
It originally helped me to be involved and invited to play a sport where I didn't know anyone on the court. And so you show up to a venue, a park or wherever you're going to play, a gym. You don't know anybody. Obviously, I'm not going to run out on the court with the professional player that introduced me to the sport. Highly underqualified at this point. But it puts you into an environment where you're starting conversations with people you don't know, and you're learning to play a game and sharpening skills and learning from all the people around you. And I think that that's really conducive to mental health benefits as far as talking to people that you've never seen before. You start conversations with them, you're learning from them, and you're sharing that space on the court with 3 other people when you're playing doubles that you've never met before. And so
Mm.
you've got some good energy going there. You've got some good conversation going there. You're learning from them. And I think that when your mind is in a space where you're learning and you're open to learning new things, I think that's really conducive to mental health benefits. And just being introduced to a sport and being thrown into a venue like that, the conversations continue off the court that you started on the court, and you end up exchanging phone numbers and talking to them about stuff that has nothing to do with pickleball, because you're already open that line of communication with strangers, really.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I've been able to expand my community in Austin and throughout the United States, everywhere I'm connecting with people through the business side and the game side of it, that it really creates a huge support system, which is massively beneficial.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
because
Yeah.
it's hard being alone, knowing that you're with other people. And also it just gets your mind off of it too.
Absolutely. It's a great way to, I'm not the ultra competitive kind of personality. I get into competition and I want to do my best and play my best. But I think that getting that competitive mindset and the competitive juices flowing and just all the cardio that's involved, it can be somewhat strenuous if you're playing for longer periods of time. And I think that getting all those juices flowing in your body, you get all the good endorphins going on, and you get the camaraderie and the community, and it's really a home run in my opinion.
How long is a game?
So we typically play to 11, and each point is just 1 point scored, and then you have to win by 2 in most formats. So it's not tremendously long. You're probably looking at 15-20 minutes per game on average, I would assume.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, that's
And you can play
interesting.
as many games as you want.
You can. And I think that that's another benefit that is serving a lot of the players that are getting into it well, is the spirit of the game is very addictive. You're addicted to the competition, you're addicted to the camaraderie, and there's can be some chippiness in the games as well, depending on
Yeah.
who you're
Yeah.
playing with. And so,
Yeah.
it can be a lot of fun, and it's conducive to playing more. And so, in my opinion, more endorphins and more exercise and more cardio and all that is the better, right? And so it's definitely an addictive sport, and that's another reason why it's so conducive to community growth and all that as well, because you really want everyone to experience what you're getting the benefits from.
So Rubio has said, if someone is just starting out, how long does it take to get pickleball and be decent enough to enjoy it? Great question, Rubio.
Thank you.
I think that you give yourself a day. You're probably playing a couple hours, and you can really get good enough to have some fun, and you can experience all the community benefits at whatever level you're playing. But what a lot of the experts and high level players in the game say is it's easy to learn but hard to master. So there's a lot of theories and all that, a lot of techniques and all that take a while to master. But you can get out there, you get yourself a paddle, you get out there, you can have a ton of fun right away.
Yeah, and I believe it probably just depends really what your purpose is. If you're just looking to get some exercise and get outside, get some fresh air, socialize, as you said, and get around some other people, and if you play good, well, that's just a bonus. But all the other stuff is really, really actual important stuff for brain health and mental health.
How many people
Absolutely.
do you need what's the minimum amount of people?
So we typically play doubles. So it'll be mixed or men's doubles or women's doubles, but just 4 people.
4, okay.
And then a lot of times there'll be more people. So we'll do kind of what we call a round robin format, where one of us will jump out, somebody else will jump in, and just rotate through like that. So everybody gets a chance to experience the game.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you, if you feel comfortable with this, how's your wife doing now since this diagnosis? How's she progressing?
She had the surgery. She had a thyroidectomy, and then months later, she had some cells that showed up again. So she did some oral radiation, and that has knocked it out. So she's had a number of follow-up appointments and doing some different imaging and all that. And she's been cancer free. So she's doing wonderful, getting her
Right.
energy back, getting all the hormones back to where they should be. And she's super healthy. So we are ultra blessed to have
Ultra
her on this
blessed.
side of it. Yep.
Yeah.
So does she play?
I haven't twisted her arm hard enough to get her.
Well, keep twisting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's saying like, go play, go play.
Yes, exactly. You got it right on the nail on the head there.
Yeah. Well, and just from kind of the medical side, the brain health side, I want to add in, because this is so important. Everything you said there, and you talked about the cardio and the socializing and the brain and mental health. Isabel and I work with a team led by Dr. Dale Bredesen, preventing and reversing Alzheimer's. And on their page, one of their, some of the guides in there and what we teach is exercise, because it's so great for the brain health. And in there's a whole section on your type of a sport of pickleball and how good it is for the brain to get the blood flow going, to get the heart pumping, get the cardio going. And it actually increases the brain volume, helping us with memory, all those types of different things. So we always talk to people who are, let's say, starting to suffer with cognitive decline and things not working well up here, that exercise component is so important. And the sport of pickleball, where, the eyes are having to cross over both sides.
Crossing hemispheres, which it's very important to make those connections, because the pickleball exercise actually grows. I'm sorry if I steal this from you. It grows. It grows this. It's like fertilizer. It's called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and it grows the fertilizer in your brain so that nerves can connect. So that's what happens when you're playing pickleball. So it's great for brain health, which we're all about brain health.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such an amazing sport for the socializing, but also brain health, mental health, and all those factors, no matter what age of life you're in. If you're wanting to keep this active and going well, it's a beautiful sport for that.
Yeah, and that would tie in a lot. A lot of the people that are growing in the sport and trying to sharpen their skills, they do a lot of drilling. So they'll get a ball machine like you typically see on a tennis court. And there's a bunch of those electronic ball machines that are all computer controlled, that are geared towards the sport of pickleball now with the growth the way it is. And so with your mental health and the fertilizer that you're talking about there, drilling is really, really going to fertilize the brain as far as getting those patterns going and where you need to be, moving your feet, keeping your body balanced, all that kind of stuff, to be able to execute all those shots. I mean, that's definitely creating good patterns for the mental health and all that as well. Just a single person and a ball machine drilling, or drilling with a partner, you can really get all that good energy going on wherever you're at. Wow.
Yeah, you love it. What a great sport for just the mental health, brain health, socializing. We know when we're working with clients who have Alzheimer's, that the socialization is such an important part for them to be around others and to keep that socializing part of life going. And there's so many different things going on here with pickleball that's great for the mental health, brain health side of everything. And I'm glad to hear it's done great things for you, yourself, your family. Do you think that's whether it's a statement, well, do you think it's improved your relationship with your wife and your children?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like I can, with all the benefits that we were talking about, if I go out and play for a couple hours, typically I'll go out early in the morning, so I don't miss a whole lot of time with the family. But when I come back to the home, I'm refreshed, I'm energized, I'm in a great mental health space. I've had all those endorphins going on. I've had a good sweat going on for a couple hours, and I feel like I can come back and provide a much better foundation and a much better landing spot for my wife and kids as well. Clearing your head, blowing off steam and getting some good endorphins going on. and like you're talking about, fertilizing your brain while you're out there on the court.
Yeah.
You can come back and be the best that you can be for the wife and kids and all that.
Nice.
Because people are relying on you, you know, the people, your family, your friends are relying on us. We've got to be our best.
Yeah.
Or else,
Yeah.
you know, we can be our worst too if we don't take good care of ourselves and we're hurting and not taking good care of ourselves, essentially. Yeah.
So, Joel, what's something you'd like to leave the viewers with today about pickleball, your business, you yourself? What's some good words you want to leave people with today?
I would highly encourage people, if they've heard about the game, if they're on the fence about trying it, I would highly encourage people to get out there and give the sport a try. Give it a go. Talk to people that are in the game. They're so welcoming. It's such a friendly sport all around that I think that you're holding yourself back and you're shorting yourself if you don't go out and try it and try and experience the benefits of it. I think that it is so conducive to all the different benefits that we've been talking about. I can't say it enough that everybody needs to give it a try, because it could be a cure for them, whatever they're experiencing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we know the best vitamin is a pair of running shoes, you know, and just get your body moving around, and crossing those hemispheres is really good stuff. I want pickleball here in New Zealand.
Well, it's around.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We just haven't sourced it and gone after it.
Okay, well, maybe we will this week.
I have a feeling something's coming.
There is some activity coming your direction. There's a guy here in Austin, Texas, that started a pickleball league called Major League Pickleball, and they have expanded to Major League Pickleball Australia. So they are heading in your direction. So if you Google MLP Australia, there's a whole league down there and teams and all that kind of stuff. So it's heading your direction.
Yay.
We got a question from AC. How can new pickleball players prevent injuries? It seems simple, but I see a lot of injuries.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. What have you seen, Joel, with your experience?
I think the best thing that you can do is stretch and warm up. Get a warm-up routine. If you're new to the sport, you're going to be new probably to those body movements and those body positions that you're going to put yourself in. And so if you just get on YouTube and look up pickleball warm-up exercises and stretches, that'll get everybody moving in the right direction before they get on the court. And then you can prevent injuries and you can reduce any strain on typically unused muscles, if you will.
Yeah. And I imagine, just like any sport, if you haven't played it before, because of the muscles you're going to be using, if you just go out there and go 100% at it for 4 hours or something, physically probably something's going to happen.
And stay well hydrated is another thing, because your muscles need water, and magnesium's really good for your muscles too.
Yeah.
So make sure you've got your magnesium and you're hydrated and you're stretching. There you go. 3-pointers.
Stretching, yeah.
Stretch, hydrate, magnesium.
And if you're first starting out, and I know you're going to be like, I just want to go full on right away, you're probably going to have to ease in for a few games to get those muscles.
That's kind of like me. I do that.
I know. I'd have to back
That's
you
my
up.
Personality.
This
Let's
one
go.
Should be like, okay, the first game, either she wins or she loses. She go, okay, well, that's one game. Let's go.
Let's do more.
We're going to play the best of 29. And I'll be like, okay, wait. Let's just, ease into this. Otherwise, tomorrow we'll both be limping and crawling.
No, I want to get good now.
Joel, thanks for being with us today. Hey, so you've got this business, Dink Ninjas, with apparel, accessories, all the equipment for people. Where can people find you? Can they order online? How can they take advantage of getting to know you and your company?
Yeah, you can find our whole lineup of apparel, paddle, and accessories at dinkninjas.com. And if you want to connect with me, you can chat with me right from the website. A little chat window will pop up. You can ask me any questions you want there. And you can also find us on all the social media outlets at Dink Ninjas on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X or Twitter or whatever people are calling it these days. All those different social media outlets, you can find us on there and reach out. I would love to answer any questions that anybody has or about what I've experienced or the sport or what we sell. Any questions, I'd love to field those.
Great.
Wow, that's a great service you're offering there on your website too, just to help people who are new to the game.
For sure. Yep. That's what I'm all about, man. I love to help people and answer any questions any way I can and try and facilitate the sport the way it's been so conducive to my mental health.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
And thank you for being here today. And Joel, from Isabel and I to you and your wife. What's your wife's name?
Megan.
Megan, for you and Megan.
Big hug.
Continued health, continue being great parents, great couple. Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. It's really been an honor.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, a short break, and after the break, we'll be back with our Frankenfood ingredients of the week. Yes. Please keep in mind, you can learn more about Isabel and I at our website, doctoronamission.com. There you go, right there. You learn more about us and find out about our products, services, and everything that's happening, or just some freebies that you want to take advantage of that's on the website. And we'll be back right after the break. Out of here.
See you soon.
Hey, it's AC of AC Sports Live, an interactive sports talk show where your comments are part of the show. Every show we focus on the sports stories of today with commentary on sports takes, My 2 Cents, which is a reaction to my social media feed, Sports Flicks, where we take a look at sports movies and give a quick review. We have a segment called Mental Reps, where we have words of inspiration to help battle the dark side of men's mental health. And then there's the Tender Love Report. Who's being soft or petty in the world of sports? All takes are welcome under one condition. Say it with your chest. I'll see you there.
Focus up. Hey man, zoom in. Welcome. My name is Chris Rubio of the Rubio Method. Soak it in. Wear it as a nice sweatshirt, a nice yellow sweatshirt. See if it fits. And it may be something you say, okay, I'm listening to you, but I don't really like it. Not for me. What the hell are you thinking? You have no idea what you're talking about. You have issues because of your bad taste.
Welcome back to the MD and Chef Team Show. Well, what do we get to talk about now?
Well, we're going to do in this segment our weekly Frankenfood ingredient of the week. There we go.
Oh, it looks yummy.
Hazardous chemicals, Frankenfood.
And we put that stuff in our body?
Well, yeah, it's out there. We do. I mean, we try to avoid it as much as possible. So
would that be a food that, as your body's healing, would be something that you want to remove?
Yes.
Boom! That's what we're talking about. Let's help your body heal and do its job.
Yes. And moving forward, staying healthy, it will make you age faster. Let me put it that way. So Frankenfood is stuff that's created in laboratories like the Frankenstein monster. But nowadays we have Frankenfoods, foods in laboratories, and they will age us quickly. Let's put it that way. And I haven't ever talked to anybody who said, gee, I wish I would just age quickly. I just want the wrinkles to come on faster. I just want my body to fall apart quicker.
No.
I've never heard that.
I haven't either, Bev. No. People pay a lot of money to not have wrinkles. Yeah.
So this week's Frankenfood ingredient of the week is canola oil. Canola oil. Now, disclaimer here is that it's almost impossible to not ever consume canola oil. The reason being, I mean, my background for 25 years being an executive chef and country clubs, hotels, restaurants of all sizes. I know behind the scenes that canola oil is the cheapest thing for any hospitality establishment to use in the kitchen.
Okay.
Whenever you're cooking with. Very rarely, very, very, very rarely can any establishment afford to use like a coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil for all their cooking. It's too expensive. It doesn't work. There might be a few. I'm not saying there's none.
Maybe Michelin star.
But in 20 some years, I've never seen it.
Right.
Because canola oil, you can get in these big giant containers and it's cheap. It's what they use for frying. And also, you might have this beautiful piece of fish. You might have some beautiful chicken or a piece of lovely beef fillet, but it might be sauteed in canola oil.
Yum.
So,
sorry.
I know.
It's
So,
just, we pay so much money for the food.
But and saying this, the reason why I say that is we can't just assume we'll never have any. However, the key is to lessen that ingredient. We don't want to be using it at home is what I'm basically saying, because if you go out, you're probably going to have it in some foods. But at home, let's not use it. Why? Because this food now, it's refined and extracted from what's called the rapeseed plant.
Rape seed.
Yeah, rapeseed plant. Now,
and it's actually sold as rapeseed oil too.
Yeah, so they'll,
So you're not tricked anymore.
You might be seeing, rapeseed oil. Okay, that's all right.
Oh, that sounds good and healthy.
That's actually another where canola oil comes from. But here's what's interesting. The processing of the canola oil is done with, and I've got to read all these because there's so many things that's used in the processing. It's done with chemical solvents. It's done with bleaches, deodorizers, so it doesn't have any smell, dewaxers, neutralizers, steamers, all these different things that's used in the processing way of making it. So it seems like a nice, lovely, non-smell type of liquid that everybody gets to use and becomes so cheap, basically, as far as money goes. Now, the big thing with canola oil, why it ends up being so bad, it is high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, normally, in balance for us human beings, omega-3, omega-6 fatty acids in balance are very good for us than when they're in balance. But when we get a high consumption of omega-6 fatty acids and get too much of that, that will cause inflation. Inflammation.
It'll cause inflation too in your body.
Yeah. It causes inflammation in our body systems, in our organs, our brain health, physical health. And that inflammation is fire. Basically, it will raise up the inflammation, which is fire in the body.
And you'll see that in people that their ankles are swollen. They just look swollen. All that inflammation out there, you can see it on people because they're just so swollen. Because inflammation, when your body's inflamed and it's on fire, what does your body do? It sends in water. And so you're just seeing a lot of the inflammation to put out the fire.
And long term, the risk with this is if you're someone that uses canola oil constantly at home long term and you're throwing your balance of omega-3, omega-6 fatty acids out of balance with so much omega-6 fatty acids and causing that inflammation of the body, you are now raising your risk of chronic diseases being like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, strokes, heart attacks, cancers, all the biggies. Arthritis, all the biggies of chronic disease. So this is a oil that's processed frankenfood, and we really, really want to stay away from it in the home. Because as I said, when you go out, if you eat, most likely a hospitality establishment is using it in their cooking. Mm-hmm. Maybe not in everything they do, but most of them will use it because it's the cheapest thing to use out there. So
good.
Don't buy it at home.
Yeah.
Please.
Don't bring it home.
Don't bring it home because we don't want you to age quick.
No, we want you to age well.
Age well.
And young.
Forever.
You can age younger.
Yes.
You don't have to we don't have to do it the way we're seeing it out there.
Now, the next segment, one of our favorites, relationship chat. And today we're going to talk about the power of words. Yes, the power of words. There's some words flying at us there. So my dear.
Yes.
You really wanted to bring this up today. So what do you got for us in the power of words?
Well, we've worked really hard on this between the two of us. And yeah, the girls actually listen to us and they go, oh my gosh, you guys. You're so sweet and cute.
Well, now.
Now, but it wasn't always like that. So the power of words. Words can lift somebody up or tear somebody down. How are you communicating? Are you praising somebody or are you damaging them with one of the strongest muscles that you've got, and it's your tongue? Think about it. I have said some terrible things in my life, and I really wish I wouldn't have said it. But what I have learned is praising. If you're praising, then the other person's going to enjoy listening to it. Everybody wants to hear praise, and they actually get filled up. Their heart gets happy. And if they don't believe your praise, well, then that means that something's happened either currently or in the past that they're having a hard time accepting. Like they don't believe, yeah, right, you don't really mean that, but maybe their self-esteem is low. Maybe that they need to do some work. That's what that shows, if they're not able to receive your words of praise. And that's something the two of you can work on, okay? Maybe even get some books on relationships or go to counseling. Always remember, this is so important. Always remember that every negative comment you make, it will take 5 positive comments, at least 5 positive comments to help, kind of erase the negative comment. But just know that once a negative comment has come out, that will be what people remember. I don't know why that happens, but we always remember the negative comments, even if you've said positive things.
Right. May I?
Yes, take it away.
Well, I have my, let me see what would be the word here, but basically, for me, it was what's called stabbing. Yeah, and if you can see, and if you happen to be listening and not watching, my beautiful wife Isabel is looking at me like, So what I learned to do early on, I have no idea how, no idea where, but and she called it stabbing. Isabel called it stabbing. And I called it like, oh, I'm just kidding type thing. Have you ever said something to somebody and they looked at you like, ow, that hurt. And then you go, oh, I'm just kidding. Well, you can't really take that back. And were you kidding? Because if that came out of your mouth, then it was in your mind and your heart, and you said it.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to do that a lot, where I would say something, and it was what Isabel said to me. It's like, ow, that hurts. That's a stab. That's stabbing me. That hurts me. That's hurting my heart. And for a long time,
I did say that.
Yeah, and for a long time, I'd be like, oh, come on, I'm just kidding. But I had
toughen up.
Yeah, I had to get to a point. Well, I never said toughen up. I'd just be like, oh, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I had to get to a point where I realized, well, wait a second. Why am I saying something that hurts somebody and then back it up thinking, oh, it's okay because, hey, I'm just kidding. So if you are somebody that does that, I know that's what I did until I corrected it. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. There's some times.
No, you're pretty good now.
Well, I'm
You've
way
come a long
better.
way,
Yeah,
baby.
I'm way better. But sometimes just stuff comes out and you know it wasn't right. And you need to apologize for it. And that's what I've learned to do. But if you're someone who says stuff to people and then follows it up with like, I'm just kidding. Well, work on that. That needs work because you can't take it back. You might say you're kidding, but the other person doesn't think like, oh, I guess you were just kidding. No, they're not thinking that. And so I just wanted to say about that. That was my confession.
Yeah, no, that's
as far
good.
as the power of words and what I used to do.
That's good, hon.
Yeah.
I didn't even, you know what? I even forgot that you even did that.
Yeah.
because it's been so long.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
You're welcome.
So, oh, hon. So, so look, use your words to lift somebody up. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to blossom. They're going to go, wow. And they may not say wow like I just did, but their heart will be like super happy. And something my mom has always said, if you don't have anything positive or constructive or nice to say, then don't let it come out of your mouth, because words can lift you up or tear you down. And do we really need to be tearing people down anymore? I mean, in the workplace, do we really need to be saying things to other people to hurt their hearts? We don't need that in the world anymore. So here's an experiment for you. For the next week, I encourage you for 1 week, only say out of your mouth or on a typewriter, on email, on the board, only say or email positive things that's going to lift somebody up, like, wow, you did a great job, or, you know, who you are really makes a difference in this world. Thank you for being you. You matter to me. So just do that for 1 week to your partner, to your husband, your wife, and see how things go. And I bet you you'll come back to me next week and say, wow, that really helped. Thanks for that. It's medicine. It's like good medicine. It's word medicine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well said, my dear.
Thanks, hon.
Yeah, the power of words.
Wow.
There's power in the tongue. You can rip somebody apart or you can lift them up. It's your choice. One way is going to do good for the world. The other way, we don't need any more of it. Let's just say there's enough of that already out there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All righty, hon. So now
we're coming in hot.
We're coming in hot. Let's have some inspiration. Let's finish off here toward the end with the word hope, the ultimate drug. If you want to have a drug, hope is the ultimate drug.
Yes. It has been said that we can live 40 days without food, 4 days without water, 4 minutes without oxygen, but we can't live more than 4 seconds without hope. Isn't that amazing? We've got to have hope. Hope really is the ultimate drug. Hope, the best definition that I can come up with is hope is the happy anticipation that something good is going to happen. I see so many eyes full of hopelessness, so many hearts full of hopelessness out there. And I encourage you to have hope. It'll make your heart happy, but you've got to put in the work. You've got to have that hope and say, I'm going to be hopeful today. In the good book, in Proverbs 13:12, just to be specific, it says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. What does that mean? It means if your hope is delayed, or if you don't have any hope, then your heart's going to be sick. You're going to be sad. You're going to have those empty eyes. There's nothing you're looking forward to. And we all need to have something to look forward to. You are who you hang out with. Yeah, try to hang out with positive people as well. Amen, Rubio.
Amen, Rubio. Exactly.
Yeah, Michael and I are allergic to negative people. If I'm working with people, like I work in an urgent care and they're talking about something negative and they're trying to pull me in, I'm like, I'm stepping away from this buffet because I don't want any part of it because I'll get infected with it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I do want to say, as far as the word hope, a lot of times from, let's say, goal-setting gurus or people who are talking about getting yourself set up in business and goals and laying out plans and future, they'll say, well, hope isn't a plan. Well, that's true. Hope is not a plan. However, without hope, you won't set a plan. Because without hope, you're not going to move forward in anything. So yes, hope isn't a plan, but without that hope in your heart and in your mind,
Good point.
you're not going to bother setting up a plan to go anywhere and do anything. So it starts with the hope. It starts with the hope in your heart and your mind, and being positive about, okay, I've got hope for where I can go and what I can do. Yes, now you've got some drives, you got some energy, you got some positivity to start laying out some plans, to start laying out some goals. So I just wanted to clarify on that, because you will hear that, hey, hope's not a plan. Well, you're right, it's not. But you need to have it to start laying out that plan.
Yeah, to start reaching for the goal.
Yeah.
Or plan, or figuring out what the goal is.
Yeah, to even start.
And start walking out towards the goal.
Right. To even start wanting to lay out some goals and dreams, some plans, you got to start with hope.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
So I encourage you to wake up every morning and just be expectant. Like, is today the day that I'm going to get what I've been wanting? Is it today? Whoa, where is it? And you're just like expecting it, because if you're expecting it, it's going to come. But if you're not expecting it, you're going to repel it, right? Yeah. So wake up every morning and say, today could be the day that I'm going to get what I want. And I encourage you to hold on to hope. That is a wrap from me.
Well, we came in hot. Hey, Jenna, if you would mind, Jenna, our beautiful producer, if you wouldn't mind bringing up that subscribe button again, that'd be fantastic as we close out here. So let everyone know, hey, what we're seeing is only 8% of you who are watching the show are subscribed. So smash that subscribe button and get notified when the MD and Chef Team show is coming. You get to see what's happening next week from week to week, because we don't want you to miss out, because we're going to be here every week for you. We're here to serve you, because we want you to age slowly, age gracefully, be forever young, have that last 20 to 30% of your life not be in ill health, like, I'm just kind of limping to the grave. No, you are feeling great, wonderful to your last breath here on earth, and that's our mission for you. So thank you for joining us today. And if you want to catch up with us from daily insights and inspiration on social media, just look on your social media channels for @DoctorOnAMission. That's where you'll find us. We're pretty much on everywhere, and you'll see us there. We like to be there with you every day.
Yep.
So thank you so much for joining us today. It's been wonderful to share. Thank you to Joel from Dink Ninjas, our great guest today. If you haven't had a chance to play pickleball, I have a feeling it's coming in our future. Get out there, give it a chance. It is so amazing for your brain health and your mental health, if that's something you need to incorporate into your life. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Have a wonderful day.
God bless you.
Get some hope.